There were some in some corners of the media said that you guys were already you had already predetermined what you were going to do, and that if you didn't come up with a guilty verdict, that things were going to go badly, that you were already determined to do that. Would you lay that to rest right now?
So we all walked in with an open mind, and we left out with a guilty verdict.
So it's a pretty common thing that when there is jury selection, the attorneys ask questions to see if these people are impartial, right? Questions like, have you ever participated in a Black Lives Matter movement? Have you ever held up one of those signs that says, fuck the police? Have you ever said Blue Lives Matter, right? So if I was one of the people who got called into jury duty and they asked me some of these questions, I would say, yes, I support law enforcement 100%. They probably wouldn't pick me, right? Because I've said Blue Lives Matter, because I support law enforcement through and through, because I believe in America. Probably wouldn't pick me, and that's fine. That makes sense. They don't want an impartial viewer in the jury, right? So one of the people in the jury, his name was Brandon Mitchell. And when he's asked if he's heard a lot about the trial and what happened with everything, he says, well, not a lot, but yeah, I mean, I've heard about the trial and all this stuff, right? So basically, he's denying that he knows pretty much anything about the incident. But then he's pictured before the trial with a shirt that says, "Get off of our neck." Somebody tell me how that isn't impartial. That's like me being chosen for this jury, but then a month before I have a free Derek Chauvin shirt on and a not guilty hat on. I mean, listen to this guy talk. He might as well be leading a Black Lives Matter rally out there right now.
It almost seemed as if you guys went in there, you elected your four-person, you went around the table, you said your piece, and then you voted. Is that a fairly accurate assessment, or no?
I thought we should have came back a little bit quicker, actually, just because I thought the evidence was overwhelming that he was guilty, in my opinion. I thought it was a no-brainer. Like I said, after Dr. Chauvin and all the other witnesses and all the evidence, I mean, I didn't see any reason why we should have took longer than an hour.
Oh yeah, we should have been done in an hour. Really? With all of the evidence, you're gonna decide somebody's fate in an hour? The closing arguments alone were almost 2 hours long. And you're saying, oh yeah, that was a slam dunk case, see you later. So this is all pretty simple. The media has had a narrative and still has a narrative to use Derek Chauvin as an example for political BS. Maxine Waters, I don't know if you remember her, she's a gem. She goes to an actual protest and said, if we don't get a guilty verdict on Derek Chauvin, we're all just gonna be more confrontational. So they actually interview this juror on what he thinks on if the media actually swayed their vote. Well, clearly the media has worked on you because you're out sporting a Black Lives Matter t-shirt, which has already been proven to be more about money than caring about their own people. If there is not a mistrial for Derek Chauvin, this will prove that our system does not work anymore. And I already think it doesn't work. Every single juror in the Derek Chauvin case was threatened. They were threatened by Maxine Waters. They were threatened by Black Lives Matter protesters. They were threatened to the point where there were cities who called the National Guard out to protect the cities from rioters, looters, people who want to destroy shit if they don't get a guilty verdict. How is that impartial? How is that fair? How is that teaching America to have faith in our justice system? There's no question if they were swayed one way or another. And here's the ridiculous part. Not one piece of evidence that this trial of Derek Chauvin was race related. Not one piece of evidence from the prosecution where they said something like, oh yeah, he did this because George was black and he's racist, or he's a white supremacist, or whatever. But oh no, cops are racist and all this stuff. Wouldn't you think that if this happened because George Floyd was black, they would have brought that shit up during the trial? I don't know. If I'm the prosecutor, fuck yeah, I'm bringing that up. All I have to say is our government needs to grow some balls. You're letting citizens of the United States destroy cities and then sway a jury because you're too scared to arrest them all for domestic terrorism. It's a total fucking joke.